Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome to this morning Srimad Bhagavatam class, which will be given by none other than His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. So it is Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 5, Text 25. And with the request that you kick up your volumes on your devices so that you can hear more clearly. Sometimes it comes out a little low. All right, so without further ado, we'll start the class right now. Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Uchchista Lepan Anumodito Dvijay Sakrit Sma Bhunje Tad Apasta Kilbisha Evam Pravartasya Vishuddha Chetasas Tadharma Evatma Ruchi Prajayate Uchchistalepan Anumodito Dvijay Sakritsma Bhunje Tadapasta Kilbisha Evam Pravrtasya Vishuddha Chetasas Tadharma Evatma Ruchi Prajayate Uchchistalepan Anumodito Dvijay Sakritsma Bhunje Tadapasta Kilbisha Evam Pravrtasya Vishuddha Chetasas Tadharma Evatma Ruchik Prajayate. Once only, by their permission, I took the remnants of their food, and by so doing, all my sins were at once eradicated. Thus being engaged, I became purified in heart, and at that time the very nature of the transcendentalist became attractive to me.
Uchchistalepan Anumodito Dvijay Sakisma Bhunji Tadapasta Kilmisha Evam Pravittasya Vishuddha Chetasas Tadharma Evatmaruchi Prajayat. Very simple process of awakening Krishna consciousness. This Atmaruchi means attraction for the self or soul. there are Atma. Atma means sometimes this body. Just Atma Buddhi Kunape Siddhatu. Gross materialists, they think that I am this body. That is also Atmaruchi. They are busy to maintain this body, to decorate this body, to feed this body, to satisfy the senses of the body. And this is also Atmaruchi, because the body is also called Atma. So, this is another Atmaruchi, materialistic. And then, Atma means mind also. Mental speculation, very much busy in mental speculation. That is also Atmaruchi. And the topmost Atmaruchi, topmost means that is real Atmaruchi. To be attracted by the self or super self. That is Atmaruchi. So our business is to awaken that supreme Atmaruchi. That is Krishna consciousness. Supreme Atmaruchi, Supreme Atma. Krishna says, Matta Paratara Nanya. You can take in different platforms, different kinds of attraction, but when our attraction is in Krishna, that is supreme. So, just like for bodily comforts, there are so many scientists, physiologists, biologists, they are trying to understand the constitution of the body. They are busy. And similarly, mental speculators, philosophers, they are also busy. Similarly, the ultimate Atmaruchi, if we want to know, then we should be busy with such persons who are engaged in that type of Atmaruchi. That is called sadhu sangha. Sangat sanjayate kama. As you associate, so your desires become, attached. So here it is said that Dijai Uchchistalepan Anumodita Dijai, the Brahmana, and the Supreme Brahmana is the devotee Krishnaika Saran. So Narad Muni, in his previous word, he was engaged in washing the dishes, eating the foodstuff left by the Dijai, by the Brahmanas. In this way, he infected their disease. As in ordinary material sense, if you eat the remnants of foodstuff of a diseased fellow, and then you infect the disease. Therefore, sometimes when there is a patient suffering from tuberculosis, it is strictly separated from the family to another room or another house, so that it is very infectious. cholera is very infectious. Smallpox is very much infectious. There are many infectious diseases. So, as you infect this material disease by eating the foodstuff left by a diseased fellow, similarly, if you eat the remnants of foodstuff left by a Vaishnava, you become Vaishnava. This is infection. So we should voluntarily accept this infection. The other infection we should avoid. And this infection we shall welcome. But the process is the same. Parang drishtya nivartate. You can refrain from the lower class of infection simply by infecting yourself with the higher class or transcendental class of infection. So Narad Muni, he was a small boy. It was not possible for him to study Vedanta or philosophy. He was not even educated. But still, simply by eating the remnants of foodstuff left by the devotees, Vijay, he became so exalted. The explanation is given there. The evang pravittasya vishuddha chetas. Because I was engaged in this service, gradually my heart became clean. Vishuddha chetas. Chetasa means heart. So, actually, Krishna consciousness is there. As it is stated in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Nitya Siddha Krishna Bhakti. Because we are part and parcel of Krishna. Just like father and son. However, there may be misunderstanding, but if the father and son come together and their affectionate dealing is began, immediately the original relationship is revived. It does not take much time. Similarly, we are already related with Krishna because Krishna says, Mama Ivangsa Jiva Bhuta. All living entities, they are my part and parcel. Aham Bija Pradapita. I am the seed-giving father. So how this relation can be broken? That is not possible. That is already there, eternally. Therefore, it is said in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Nitya Siddha Krishna Bhakti. Nitya Siddha means eternally perfect. It is not that we are artificially acquiring this Krishna Bhakti. No, it is not artificial. It is natural. This is actual fact. So, we are simply because in the present material condition, our heart is covered with so much garbage of different types of body. Just like all of a sudden something comes to your mind. It has no connection. Just like a bubble comes out. Because so many dirty things are reserved on account of our material condition and life for millions and millions of years. Anadi karama phale pori bhavar nava jale. Anadi, we cannot. Anadi means, Adi means the creation. So before this creation, bhutta bhutta praliyat. We are in this material contamination, not that in this millennium. Before they just like millennium after millennium. Narad Muni was speaking his life before this millennium. So, anadi. Anadi means creation, but not only one creation, several creation. We are forgotten. We are in this material world. Krishna Bhuliya Jiva Bhagavan. We are searching after material comfort, sense gratification in so many ways. So, anadi karama phale paribhavanna bhajale. Parivare na dekhi upay. In this way you are going. So, consciousness is there, but the dirty things contaminated life after life, that is accumulated. We have to cleanse this. And that is called Visuddha Chetas. Visuddha Chetas. That's like infection of disease can be also disinfected by injection, by vaccine. Similarly, if you take this vaccine, or called antiseptic, what is that called? Counteracting? Inoculation and so on. There are different terms. So, this is the process. We are eternally related with Krishna, Nitya Siddha Krishna Bhakti, and you are eternally very affectionate and obedient servant of Krishna. That is our position. Somehow or other it is covered. So that garbage, this covering, has to be moved. Therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Cheta Darpana Marjanam. This is the process of cleansing the mirror of the heart. The mirror, when it is covered by dust, you cannot see your face nicely. But as soon as it is nicely brushed and cleansed, you see exactly what you are. Similarly, the Krishna consciousness movement means cleansing the heart of all the dirty things that is accumulated life after life. It is not an artificial thing. We are learning to become devotee of Krishna. We are already devotee of Krishna. But we have forgotten, or the consciousness is covered. Now, by this process, devotional process, especially by kirtan, by chanting, glorifying the holy name of the Lord, the cleansing process is accelerated. Very soon it takes place. Kirtanadeva Krishnasya mukta sangha parang brajet. This is the facility of this age, Kali Yuga. This is the only facility. And Kali Yuga, you cannot perform meditation or perform big sacrifices as they are mentioned in the Vedas. Or you cannot perform even deity worship very nicely. There are so many flaws. Everything is very difficult. And charity, and there are so many. Samena, Damena, Danena, Tyagena. Where is the money I shall give? There is no money even to feed me. I am eating this morning, I do not know what shall I eat in the evening. This is the position at the present moment. Prayane alpa ayusha, kalau asmin jugi jana. The life is also very short duration. And so many disturbances. Not only disturbance of the Kali Yuga, by the disturbance by the government also, by the demigods, there is scorching heat, there is a severe cold, and on Otivrishti sometimes more than we want, there is rainfall, sometimes there is no rainfall, and in this way there is scarcity of foodstuff, Anavrishti, Durbhikha, and taxation. These are the disturbances. So many. One side taxation by the government, another side by nature. There is scarcity of food and there is scarcity of rain. So these are stated in the Bhagavata. Durbhikha, Anavrishti, Durbhikha, Karopirita. People will be so much disturbed. It is already disturbed. Gachanti Grikananam. They will leave their home, their family, and go to the forest, go to the hills, disgusted. So, this is the Kali Yuga symptoms. The how one will cleanse the heart. He cannot sit even peacefully for a moment, disturbed, always disturbed in the mind, anxiety, full of anxiety. How it will be possible to meditate? This is all nonsense. This is not possible. In Kali Yuga, meditation is not possible. The so-called meditation is a farce. Those who are trying to meditate, therefore you don't see any improvement in their life. They are making a formal meditation, but they remain what they are. Don't improve anything. That's not possible. So, therefore in this age it is recommended that Krite Jadhayato Vishnu Titayang Jajato Makhai Dapare Parichajayam Kalo Tad Hari Kirtana. Simply chant Hare Krishna. That is the only way. There is no other method. There are methods, but you cannot perform it. You are so condemned. You means we also, everyone. We are so condemned, and the age is so condemned that it is very, very difficult. It is not possible. And another process is this, as Narad Muni says, Uchchistalepan anumodito dijai, to serve the devotee, a pure devotee. If you serve someone other, you contaminate his quality. Tad dharma. Sakrit bhunje, one side is apasma kilmisha. Kilmisha means the sinful reaction of life. So reduce the reaction of sinful life, because unless we are sinful, we cannot remain within this. A prisoner means a criminal. As soon as you find a person in the prison house, you should understand that he is a criminal. That criminality may be of different degrees. That is another thing. But he is a criminal. Similarly, anyone beginning from Brahma down to the germ in the stool, they are all sinful. All sinful. People will be surprised that Brahma is also sinful. Yes. Brahma is also desire that I shall be the supreme creature within this Brahmanda, whole universe. A little or more. Say anyone who has got this desire that I shall enjoy in this material world, he is a sinful. That is sinful. Because suppose something belongs to you, and if I desire, how I shall take this possession of this thing, is not that criminal? Something belongs to somebody, and if you make a plan to possess that thing, is it not criminal? So, actually, Krishna is the Bhokta. Bhoktaram Jagatavasam Sarvaloka Maheswaram. He is the proprietor, Sarvaloka. Not a single plot of land belongs to you. Ishabhasamidam sarvam. Actually, Krishna is the proprietor of everything. He is the enjoyer of everything. Then why I shall desire to enjoy and own the property? This is criminal. This is criminal. That may be in a small portion, and that is going on. The ant is also struggling for existence to possess a grain of sugar, and somebody is trying to possess some state, and somebody is trying to possess the whole universe. But the status of mentality is the same. So, this mentality means criminality. This mentality. How I shall become enjoyer? How I shall possess this? Krishna bhuliyadi bhogavan chakare. He forgets, when one forgets that Krishna is the enjoyer, Krishna is the proprietor. As soon as he forgets and tries to become himself the enjoyer or himself the proprietor, immediately Maya captures. Krishna bholiya bhogavancha kore, pasete Maya tare japotiya dhare. Yes, come on. Now come under my jurisdiction, not there. Here. This is the position. Therefore, we living entities, we are described tatastha. Tatastha means marginal. Actually, we are spirit soul, our position in the spiritual world. But we are sometimes fallen down in this material world on account of our desire to enjoy. That was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy, not his manufactured philosophy. This is the actual position. He, when he instructed Sanatana Goswami put before him the question that I was a minister and I am a Brahmin, I am very learned. They say, of course, that I am Panditji, but actually I do not know what is my position. Actually I am fool number one. I do not know what is my position. These innocent people, they call me, I am Panditji, I am minister, I am this, I am that, and I accept that I am that. But actually I do not know what I am. That is the position everywhere. You ask any prime minister that you are prime minister, but actually what you are? Will you remain prime minister forever? He or she cannot answer this question, or they evade this question. But this is really the question. Athata Brahma Jigyasa. One should try to understand what I am. But they do not read. They do not inquire, neither they are interested. So, foolish persons, they may be prime minister in this life, next life a dog, they don't care. But this is not life. Athata Brahma Jigyasa, one should inquire and purify himself. So this purificatory process, it is very simple. Try to take shelter of Mahatpada Rajobhisekam. Vina Mahatpada Rajobhisekam, it is stated by Prahlad Maharaj. Naishang matistava durukramang dhim Urukrama. Urukrama means Krishna, whose activities are very, very great. Just like Krishna lifts the mountain. It is called Urukrama. Urukrama means his power is very, very great. A foolish person accepts a rascal as Bhagavan, but we are not so rascal. We accept Krishna, Bhagavan, Urukrama. He can lift when he can pick up the mountain immediately. He can keep on his finger. We want this kind of God, not making like this and a grain of gold. We are not so poor. We want this kind of Krishna, Urukrama. So how this Urukrama one can surrender? Naishang matistavad Urukrama hungering. Hungering means this leg. How one can be attached? Now what is the use of taking shelter of Krishna's lotus feet? Because these misgivings, this garbage of different types of desire will be finished. So how it is possible? Niskinchananam mahi asanga padaraju visekam. So long one does not take the dust of the lotus feet of a devotee who is niskinchan, who has nothing to do with this material world, but he is exalted in Krishna consciousness. Unless we do that, there is no possibility. Mahiyasang padaraju visekam. This is interesting. So here Narad Muni is doing that. Mahiyasang padaraju visekam. Therefore, by eating the remnants of food stuff left by them, by washing their dishes, by washing their feet, everyone can do. Therefore, this association is required. If one associates with devotee, pure devotee, and somehow or other gives service one another to the spiritual master, to the Vaishnava, automatically he becomes purified. Automatically. Without any study of Vedanta, without any, simply by sincere service to the devotee. Evang pravittasya, if one is engaged in this way, Vishuddha Cetasa, he becomes gradually clean of the dirty things accumulated in the heart. And Sadharma, Evatmaruchi, and the saintly person and devotees, what is their business? The business is Atmaruchi, taste for Krishna consciousness. Prajayati, automatically will develop. Therefore, every one of us, the members of Krishna consciousness, should remain purified always by the regulative principle given and chanting, so that everyone is Vaishnava and everyone is serving everyone. In this way the association will purify the whole stock of it. This is the plan. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. So this is another wonderful class by Srila Prabhupada. We request devotees to unmute and share what their realizations are, what the takeaways are, what questions they have. If you want to, you can definitely unmute yourself and ask those questions to have some nice discussion following this very nice lecture by Srila Prabhupada. Towards the end, it tells us we should always remain purified by the regulative principles and in the chanting. So every Vaishnava is serving another Vaishnava. The whole thing would be very, very nice. We all get purified that way. So devotees, please unmute yourself and share what your takeaways and realizations are. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisance to Sangha
Yeah,
Srila
fine.
Prabhupada.
Go ahead, Srila Prabhupada.
My first takeaway was in the beginning of the lecture when Srila Prabhupada, which I really, really liked how he used it. I would have not thought of it that way, of course, with this limited brain or no brain. But Srila Prabhupada used the word inflicted by the disease. And he mentioned it 2-3 times, how he says that when we eat from a person who is diseased, we get that disease. And then he was saying that Narada Muni was inflicted by the disease of the sadhus, because for 4 months, every single day, he was eating the remnants of the sages, of the sannyasis, the sadhus. So he was 5 years old, and it's not like he was going to school, but just by eating their remnants, he was inflicted by the disease of pure devotional service. And after that, he became completely enlightened. So Srila Prabhupada is saying is we have to be, what I got from it is we have to be very careful what disease we are taking and being inflicted from someone else. So that word, that phrase he used, inflicted by the disease, was really a very strong word, but at the same time, very powerful to see how we are all being inflicted unknowingly by what we take in from someone else, whether it be a remnant, whether it be in a form of food, whether it be, watching something, whether it be association, whether it be hearing nonsense and gossips. I was just really thinking that, how much we are so much inflicted unknowingly, more than knowingly, I feel, that is really affecting our consciousness. And how Narada Muni, just 4 months of just pure devotional service and taking it from the sannyasis, that he got pure devotional service. So I really like that phrase that Srila Prabhupada is inflicted by the disease, was very powerful takeaway for me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So yes, as it said in the Shastra, a moment's association with a pure devotee has such an effect on the consciousness of the person who is fortunate to have that association. So yes, when a devotee comes around, the pure devotee, we should take advantage of a situation, go be with them, serve them, just like Narada Muni did. He was very young then, 5 years old at that time, but he was with these devotees who were stationed in that area in the Chaturmasya for 4 months. He served them, and look what happened. His love or his connection to materialism was drastically reduced, and then transcendentalism became more dominant in his mind, and he became later a pure devotee. Wonderful, wonderful situation, and good lesson for all of us to aspire to be, to learn and to associate like that. Thank you very much. As you also mentioned, yes, you are affected by the nature of the person, especially if you have the remnants. So pure devotee, if you take the pure devotee's remnants, then it has an effect on you and your own Krishna consciousness. It gets increased quite significantly. Hare Krishna. Anybody else want to have some realizations shared here? That would be very nice. Please unmute yourself. Hare Krishna. Okay, while the Buddhists are thinking about their notions of what they picked up from this, I've shared some of the things that, and some of the notes that I took. Srila Prabhupada defined Atma Ruchi first as attraction for the self or the soul. They said that the materialist sometimes also sees Atma Ruchi as attraction for the body, and they spend so much time trying to make the body nice. Well, we have plenty of examples of that going on. And sometimes Atma is used for the mind also. But our business is to awaken that supreme Atma Ruchi, the one that is attraction for the soul, or even the supreme soul. connect with them. We have to associate with those involved in the supreme Atma Ruchi, in the attraction for the soul, spiritual material. And that is true sadhusanga, associating with saintly persons. And we've already been talked about that if you take the remnants of foodstuffs from the sadhu, then of course you get purified that way. So that's what happened in Adamuni. So Srila Prabhupada quoted from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Nitya Siddha Krishna Bhakti. Nitya Siddha means eternally perfect. But in the material world, we're searching about so many things, material comforts. And by so doing, we get a lot of dirt. The Krishna consciousness now will help us to remove the dirty things accumulated life after life. So these are some of the things that I picked up from this, that we picked up from this wonderful lecture. So the devotees, we want to share what you remember also, please do so now. Hare Krishna. All right, I'll go on a little bit until somebody else unmutes.
If I can just jump in quickly, it's very important for devotees when we come on these classes that we are just not joining just to show the presence, but we are hearing. And at least when we hear these classes, it's very important that we share what we have learned. It's not so much what Srila Prabhupada says, even though what he said is very powerful, but we should take at least one and share, what I have learned. I have heard this, I have to improve on this. I really like what Srila Prabhupada said. I should definitely get better on this. And I have I realize more about this. So it's something that we take away, and we have to develop the mood of sharing with others, because keeping to oneself is not good, because we can learn from each other. So please don't be shy. It is no one is here to grade anybody. We want to learn from each other.
Yes.
You want to learn. And when I hear from you, I'll say, wow, I never thought about that. So please. Yes, Nitya Gopal Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji Prabhuji and all devotees.
Hare Krishna. Jai.
Yeah, for me, this favorite shloka from Srila Prabhupada, Krute dhyayate Vishnum, Tritayam irato makhe, Dwapare paricharyayam, Kalotad Harikirtanad. Now that was what a wonderful reminder by Srila Prabhupada, in Kali Yuga, Harikirtan is the way of deliverance. So we should focus more chanting, reading, kirtan, discussing. That comes everything in Hari Kirtan. So it was a wonderful reminder for me. Kalotad Hari Kirtanat.
Wonderful. To chant the holy name of the Lord. Yes, so much that he connected to it. He also ended the same way. We should always remain purified by the regulated principles, and will also should chant. And then each Vaishnava will serve everyone, the other Vaishnava. So yes, Hari Kirtan is extremely, extremely, extremely important. Thank you very much as bringing up this takeaway. Hare Krishna. Any other take?
It's available free. We don't need money or any investment.
No.
Anything. So we can just, chant or grab the book or grab the mala and have you continue.
Nitya Gopal, that's a very good point. How sometimes we crack our heads so much just to get something that we want, and we have to spend so much money. And here Srila Prabhupada just gives us something free of charge, right? Just the holy name. And that too we struggle. So that's a very good point, Nitya Gopal Prabhu. We have been given something free, and we should take advantage of it.
Very, very important.
Very good point. Thank you, Prabhu, for sharing that.
Yeah, coming from that angle, that was.
Krishna just posted something. His takeaway.
So, Krishna Prabhu says that if Sankirtan is not done properly, everything will be lost. Proper Sankirtan is not just like entertainment. No. Thank you for bringing this point up. Very, very important. in the morning conversation, you said that Sankirtan is not done properly, then in Sri Prabhupada was saying Sankirtan is not done properly, then everything will be lost. Everything that we do in service, we have to really have good consciousness behind it. Then the effect will be there. We are not perfect. So Krishna looks at our intention, the intent behind our service. Mm-hmm. If the intent is very sincere and genuine, then of course the effect will be there. And if not, as Krishna Prabhupada said, particularly with the Sankirtan, then we won't get the effect from that. So yeah, we have to be aware of how we do things, not just what we do, but how. Quality is important. Thank you very much for bringing that up too.
I want to piggyback on what Dear Krishna Prabhu shared. That's a very, very good point, Prabhu. And I'm so glad you shared that takeaway because it hit me and I forgot. So Krishna's arrangement that you shared that takeaway. It's so powerful, but that Srila Prabhupada says, sometimes, and Dear Krishna and I go through this sometimes we've heard, we know a little bit that if Kirtan and Sankirtan is not done correctly, then the value is lost. But now to hear from the lips and the mouth and the words of the founder Acharya, it's a stamp that I feel that nowadays, especially with the younger generation, we need to start teaching our younger generation and the youth that Kirtan and Sankirtan is not just show. If it's not done with the right consciousness, if they don't know why they're doing it, if they don't know if the purpose behind it, if they don't know how pleasing it is to the Lord, then there's no value. So I think there's a lot of training, I feel, in that area where we have to train the younger generation and because they're going to be the future, to really get the taste and the understand, well, the ruchi comes later on in the 5, in the 9 devotional processes, but at least to understand the beauty and the purpose of Kirtan and Sankirtan, and to make it valuable, to make it pleasing. Yeah, that's a very good point there, Krishna. Thank you so much for sharing that. Really, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else with some takeaway? So, okay, so I'll share it a bit more. So Srila Prabhupada was talking about Krishna consciousness being the means to remove the dirty things accumulated life after life. In this Kali Yuga, we're quite restricted. We cannot perform any meditation, big sacrifices. There's so many disturbing things from the demigods, especially bad weather, from the government in the form of taxation, from nature, sometimes shortage of foodstuff. And so meditating in Kali Yuga is a farce. The only way is to chant, as I said earlier. Yeah. Another process is to serve the pure devotee. So chant and serve. But people in this material world, criminals as we are, we want to possess a lot. So many things we want to possess. But Krishna is Bhakta. He is the enjoyer of everything. Bhakta yagata pasam savaloka maheshara. But we're trying to possess in order to enjoy. Then when we forget Krishna's position as the supreme enjoyer, then Maya captures us. That's why we're sitting where we're sitting, and then somebody would try to enjoy politics, get to be prime minister, and then they make up all kinds of offenses. In the next life, they can become a dog. So we have to be sincerely serving the devotees so that we become cleansed of the dirty things in the heart. So that's what we're supposed to be doing, serving the devotees, chanting the holy name, and then we remain purified, eating the remnants of foodstuffs from the pure devotee, like Narada Muni did. And it is very, all those are very, very simple processes to do. As Nichigo Prabhupada would say, you don't need money for all of that.
Yeah, not at all.
Do not. And we will, through association of pure devotees which we have and who we have in our movement, we will in fact purify everyone. This is the process. Hare Krishna. Any other comments? Okay, so I'm not seeing any other comments, so let me check first to be sure. All right, nobody's unmuted. So we thank you very much for being present for this particular class. Srila Prabhupada always gives us so many gems, wisdom.
Can
And
I make a
so-
quick announcement, please?
Sure.
Tomorrow morning's class is by His Holiness Chandramali Swami. So please do join us at 7 in the morning by Chandramali Swami tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. All right. Vanchakalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo. Namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vaishnav Thakur ki jai. Gaura Premanande. Hari 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 Bol.
Thank you.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Glory Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.